Well, Lleyton, obviously US Open probably didn't go how you wanted it, but what brings you back to town? You're here for a fleeting visit.
Yeah, just through Adelaide for a couple of days on my way to Perth, getting ready for the Davis Cup. We play Uzbekistan next Friday on grass courts in Cottesloe over there in WA, and just trying to consolidate our spot in the World Group for next year. And it's a big match for us, obviously, to try and get over the line, and we've got some good up-and-coming players, so just trying to lead from the front, really.
Do you get home much?
Not really, not as much as I'd like to, obviously, and yeah, haven't been back since the Australian Open at the start of the year. So, it's nice to get back for a couple of days, obviously, but just catch up with family and friends.
What brings you here to the club?
Just using the gym and the obviously great facilities here. It's a shame the boys won't be in the finals, that I could try and sneak to a game the next couple of weeks, but they finished on a good note, at least on Sunday.
Did you get there on Sunday?
No, I only arrived after the match, so no, it was a shame. Nothing sort of worked out perfectly.
You won the 2 tournaments this year, still Davis Cup to come, still the highest ranked Aussie. How have you rated your year?
Yeah, pretty good. I've had some rough draws in the Grand Slams. Obviously, if you're not seeded at the Slams, then you can run into anyone. And obviously playing the number 6 guy, Thomas Burditch, in the first round of the US Open is pretty rough. But all in all, I've played pretty well. I started really well, obviously beating Roger Federer in the final of Brisbane in 3 tough sets and beating Nishikori in the semis there. He's a top 10 player as well. And then from there, I obviously won Newport as well, beating Karlovic and a whole lot of good grass court players along the way. So. Any time you win 2 titles in 1 year, it's a decent year, but obviously if I could finish strongly, get the boys back in the Davis Cup World Group, that would be a nice way to finish the year.
You're a #1 ticket holder, an avid Crows fan. How do you follow the games while you're on the tour?
Yeah, me and all the boys, all the Aussie boys, watch all the matches on the live streaming. So we wake up at all strange hours. The only matches I ever miss live if I've got to play the following day, and can't wake up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning before a big match at a Grand Slam. But we obviously do the super coach and all those things while we're travelling as well, so we keep a keen eye on everyone, and it's good to have a few of the other Aussie boys keen on it as well.
Do we have any other Crows fans in the Aussie mix?
He's Port, so we don't talk to him. One of my coaches, obviously Peter Luchak, he goes for the Bombers, and then Jamin Crabb, another one of my coaches, goes for the Demons. So there's a fair spread. Sam Groth goes for he goes for the Swannies, and Chris Guccione goes for Geelong. So we have some bets throughout the year, but it's a lot of fun, obviously. And Adam Scott, who I hang around with, he's obviously a Crows fan, and we both live in the Bahamas, so we talk about the Crows a fair bit.
You managed to convert any of the other non-Aussie players on the tour to AFL?
Not really. The probably closest guy is John Isner. He actually loves Australian rules football, but I think he roomed with a kid from WA when he was growing up in college in America. So he actually understands the game quite well, but he always keeps an eye out for the Fremantle Dockers. So.
Now, Sloaney was an avid tennis player in his day. Have you had a hit with him previously?
No, I haven't had a hit with him, but I keep offering him if he wants to come to any of the tennis tournaments, because he's obviously one of my favourite players, and I keep in touch with him throughout the year. And my son loves Sloaney. He's got the same hair as him, so he's his biggest fan.
Do you take any Crows memorabilia with you on tour? Yeah,
I take my Guernsey, and my little boy, who travels with me, for a lot of the tournaments throughout the year, has his footy as well. So. Now, we like having a kick as much as possible. That's the one thing we probably miss the most about being over in the Bahamas, is obviously the Australian rules football.
You keep having to kick with him just to keep him interested?
Yeah, just keep him interested. At the moment, he's probably more keen on tennis, but he's at that kind of age where he understands the rules of Australian rules football now, which is good. And it's obviously in my my blood growing up as well, with all my family playing professionally. So he enjoys it, but he just loves every sport at the moment, which is great for me.
You're here working out today. What about we get you down for a training session? You think you've got time for that over pre-season?
Hopefully, yeah. Well, I'll be back obviously in Australia. I don't know if I'll be in Adelaide, but I'll be around the place obviously November and December, getting ready for the Australian summer tournaments again, and obviously really looking forward to the Australian Open. So hopefully now that I'm getting close to my mid-30s, I can keep up with some of the younger football players. I'm not sure.
Did you play a bit of footy growing up, or just tennis?
No, I played football growing up. Football was probably my favourite sport growing up, actually, and then tennis really just took over when I was about 13, 14, and started having to travel overseas for international junior tennis trips, and that was always in the winter season back home in Australia here. So it started to take over, and I started winning too many of those tournaments. So it was too good an option to give up.
Well, surely that's got to be centimetre perfect.